All right, what's going on? Welcome back to another video. In this video, what we're going to talk about is how do we actually make more money per fitness client. This is going to be a super important conversation. There's going to be two primary things we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about how do you actually increase your prices, right? How do you actually justify raising your prices? What all needs to be added to the program to be able to do that? And then number two, we're also going to talk about how do we actually just keep clients longer. So once we get a client, how do we get them to continue to pay us, to stay a part of the program, to pay, stay, refer, and ultimately increase lifetime value. So really important conversation. In 2025, like this is the game. If you've been in business for a while, and I've been doing this for the last 9 years, you know that over the last 18 months, client signing has really shifted. It's really changed a lot. And really the game nowadays is, in the past, it was just about sales, sales, sales. Nowadays, the game is really about how do we bring people in, give them a great experience, deliver a phenomenal service, and a lot of times people look to stay with the service provider for a long time, right? So if they find a coaching program, if they really enjoy it, they really like, they're looking to stay with the program for 12, 18, 24 months. And so let's have a conversation today about how do we do those two things? How do we actually increase prices? But then number two, how do we actually keep clients longer? Now, this conversation for me goes all the way back to 2022 when I really began to discover some of this stuff. So it was about spring of 2022. I was coming up on, I'd been in business with the last offer, so 12 months before that, I just launched a new offer. And so we were in that business for about 12 months at that point. So spring of 2022, we're coming up on the year mark of having launched a brand new offer. This offer that I launched was the first offer that I really experienced that just exploded from the start. So in the past, a lot of the businesses I had built, they were just the classic, you launch something, you get a little bit of a wave of success, and then you kind of grind things out and, slowly just kind of build things. The offer that we launched in 2021 was the first offer that I had really ever launched in the 9 years of doing this, where we launched the offer and it just explodes immediately. We collected $32,000 in cash in the first 45 days of that offer. And again, like I said, I never experienced an offer that just was perfect. It was one of those things where it was the right time, the right place, the right offer, just everything lines up and the business took off. So fast forward again. Spring of 2022. Spring of 2022, we've been in business for about a year with this brand new offer, and we were doing a bit of a business audit. At the time, there was myself, I had a setter, I had a closer, right? We had the dream team. I was doing most of the coaching at the time, and as we're beginning to look at some of our numbers, what we were starting to realize is in order for us to reach the next level, where we could start to turn on ads and we could start to bring on more people and really just expand this business, we were realizing that we were just quite literally not making enough profit per client to be able to do so. When it all came out, in the wash at the end of the month, basically the amount of income we were making, paying everybody, taking care of all the bills, all of our expenses, everything, we were pretty much just kind of coming out in the wash. And so we needed to figure out how do we actually make more money per client so that we can afford to continue to grow, expand, and scale this business. And so the things that we decided on, the two primary factors that we looked at is literally what we're going to talk about today. We figured out, how can we actually justify increasing the price of this program? How can we charge more on the front end of this thing? What do we need to add to the program to make this thing be more valuable so that people would want to purchase a higher ticket program? And then number two, how do we actually figure out what do we need to do on the back end of this thing so that people want to continue to pay us high ticket prices, continue to want to actually work with us? So it wasn't necessarily, what was going on at that time is it wasn't necessarily that people were leaving the program. Fact is that's never really been an issue of ours. People tended to stay for a year, 2 years plus. The issue was at this time on the back end of the program that we go through the initial 16-week program, we didn't really have a plan after that. And so what ended up happening is people just kind of sign up into this low ticket, let's just continue going at things. And obviously, that fills up your coaching roster. You've got all this energy and effort that needs to go into these people. And now you're getting paid these lower ticket prices. And if you're a fitness coach, I know that you can relate to this. This is happening with so many fitness coaches. They've got this big roster full of people. You sign clients, but then on the back end, people end up paying you these lower ticket prices to keep working with you. You've still got to do all the check-ins. You've still got to do all the program creation. You've still got to do all this stuff, but you're getting paid these lower ticket prices. So I'm going to explain to you what we did to solve this problem. So let me go ahead and let me zoom down here. And let's just go ahead and let's start working through some things. You got some different tabs and some things to kind of guide this conversation. Number one is the first thing that we did, and this is something that so many coaches don't do. By the way, I'm going to include this is a calculator, and I'm going to explain to you kind of how to use this. I'm not going to go into too much detail because you can actually click here, and there's a video explaining exactly how to use this calculator. I'm going to link this down below. Go down and get a hold of this Excel sheet, this calculator, because this is something that most coaches have not done. The first thing we have to do, if we want to make more money, we have to understand how much more money. What type of money are we trying to make? If you know that, hey, I want to get to 6 figures this year. If you're hey, no, I want to get to 250,000 this year. We have to understand, what does that even look like? How many clients would I actually need to work with? At what price points to actually hit the revenue numbers that I want to hit? So many coaches, they literally just have no idea what their numbers look like. They just kind of wake up and they just wing things and they post some content. They hope some people sign up. They get to the end of the year and that's, when they're doing their taxes finally, they're just oh, I made this amount of money. There's no thought process that goes into this. And so this is a projections. This is an LTV calculator. This is so important. So inside of this calculator that I want you to go get, the white cells is all this stuff. Again, I break this all down in this Loom video, so I don't have to go into details, but the white cells is what you can edit and you can change around. So I'm gonna walk you through some really basic numbers. If right now you were a coach and you wanna make 6 figures, so right down here, $97,200, right? This is the number that I have calculated over here at the starting point. If you have a 1,500 12-week program and you were to sign 2 clients per month, right? Just 2 clients per month. You literally have 30 days to find 2 people to sign up to your services. You can go 2 weeks of basically doing nothing, sign 1 client, 2 weeks of doing nothing, sign another client to get 2 clients per month, right? You can literally you have 30 whole days to get 2 people. That would mean that you would sign 24 clients up into your program over a 12-month period. 365 days, 12 months, 52 weeks in the year. All you got to do is you just got to sign 24 clients. If you were to sign those 24 clients at $1,500, that would be $36,000 in front-end revenue, right? Just from this front end, this 12-week program, $36,000. If 70% of those people stay with you, 70% of these 24 people sign back up to the program because they got such great results, they loved working with you. And again, I'm going to work through for the rest of this video as well, like what actually needs to happen to make that happen. Like how do we actually create a world where people do want to stay with us? 17 of those 24 people would stay with us. And if you sign them back up to, again, this is like a downsell that I don't love, but it's a great place to get started at just $300 a month. All right, if you downsold them to $300 a month for a 12-month program, that would be another $3,600 per client over the next 12 months that you would collect, which would mean that over that year, you would have a projected gross profits of $97,200. So many coaches I talk to, they're like, hey, I want to get to the 6-figure point. It's like, cool, like what does that even look like? Do you know how many clients you need to get? So many coaches, they have no idea. You literally only need to find 2 clients per month with the right price point here, which this is a starting point. I think so many coaches more so should be over here at $2K for 16 weeks, and they should be signing people up into a $400 a month, 12-month back-end program. We'll get to that in a second, all right? So even just signing 2 clients per month every 30 days would get you to the 6-figure mark. So many coaches, the way they actually do their money math, what they're running in their mind is they go, okay, well, my program, let's just round up. They're like, well, my program is, let's say the program's $1,000, right? Like my program's $1,000. I want to get to 6 figures. And like, man, I got to find 100 clients. How do I find 100 clients this year? 100 sales. They're like, I'm not even really getting sales right now. How am I going to get 100 of them? So then they think 6 figures is this big impossible thing. It's like, it's literally not. It's literally not. You have to remember, like, you're going to retain clients. If you have a good service, people are going to continue to work with you. And if you have the economics and you have the price points set up properly inside your program, 6 figures is just 2 clients a month with 17%, 17 of those people signing back up again to hit 6 figures. Let's go ahead and look at some better numbers, some numbers that I think are so attainable for so many coaches if they just dial things in and you have good processes and systems in place. If you have a 2K 16-week front-end program, super simple sell. I think every single coach can be selling a 2K 16-week front-end program. So many coaches are like, how do you sell a $2,000 program? Let me ask you this. How much money are people spending on Ozempic and all of these medications that they're taking and all of these doctor visits they're having, all of these surgeries and heart complications? Like 80% of Americans are obese and overweight, right? Like we live in such an unhealthy country and people are spending thousands and thousands of dollars on medical bills and all of these different, even if someone wants to hire an in-person personal trainer, $2,000 is not going to get them very far at all with in-person sessions. If the in-person sessions are $100 per session, which is not uncommon whatsoever, you're literally only talking about like 20 sessions right here, right? It's not a lot. Selling a 2K 16-week front-end program is super simple. Everybody should absolutely be doing it. And so at this price point, let's go ahead and work through these numbers. If you're selling a 2K 16-week program and we bumped things up, we actually got some stuff in place, you got your systems figured out, you got your shit together, and you're growing your business consistently, and you were to sign 4 clients per month, all right? 1 client per week, nothing impossible. You have 7 days when you wake up, you have 7 days to get 1 single client. You can absolutely do that, right? That would be 48 clients signed up in a 12-month period. And so just on the front end, immediately by just increasing the price of your program and then signing just 50% more clients, actually be like 100%, right? It's just 2 more clients though, right? It's going from 2 to 4 clients per month. That's 48 clients. That would be 96,000, almost 6 figures on the front end just from your 16-week program. Now, if 70% of these people stayed, that would be 34 people signing up. Again, if you increase your prices to $400 a month for a 12-month program, that'd be $4,800 extra dollars on the front end, which would be $163,000 on back-end revenue. And so that would equal over a 12-month projected gross profits, $259,000, right? Serious gains. It's crazy. It's so crazy because, again, so many coaches, they literally just think like making money is difficult and it's this big serious thing. And it's like, dude, you literally only have to, like so many people, they literally think like, oh, I'm gonna have to sign 200 clients to make the amount of money that I want to make. It's just not it. Like it's just basic math. And so again, so many coaches have just not done the math. And so that's why they have no idea what it actually takes to hit the revenue points they want to hit. They want to hit 10K months, but they don't even know what that looks like. They don't even understand how many clients do I need to sign this month to be on track to hit 10K months. I was watching a video from Ray Dalio yesterday. If you don't know who Ray Dalio is, he is a billionaire. He's one of the most successful investors of all time. And he was just literally breaking down, like, how do you actually reach goals? And he broke it down into 5 steps. Step number 1 was literally, you have to actually understand, you have to set a goal. You have to understand, what are you actually setting out to achieve, right? What is it that you're actually trying to do? And again, that's what this conversation is all about. So many coaches, they want to hit 6 figures. They want to hit 10K. They want to hit $200,000, but they don't know what that actually looks like. They don't even understand how many clients they would need to land in order to make that a reality. So this is where we have to start. How many clients do you need? What specifically does this look like? Go down below, click around on all the links, check things out, but I'm going to put this down there. Get this calculator, mess around with this, put your current prices. Maybe you're like, hey, I only charge like $1,000 right now. Cool. Put your prices in there. Understand what this stuff looks like. Start to get an idea. Start to conceptualize and visualize what your actual like sales projections look like. Because again, I know I'm just harping on this, but if you don't get this stuff figured out, you're never going to reach your goals. You never, it's like the fat loss client who's just like, they don't want to do any sort of tracking, and they don't want it to like even figure out, like, there's like, oh, I just want to get in shape. And it's like, well, what does that even mean? Like, we need to understand, how much weight are we trying to lose? What does this look like? Okay, cool. We need to actually be weighing ourselves and taking progress pictures. We need to actually be tracking our food. Even if they're not doing macros, like, you need to be doing some sort of food diary. Like, we have to actually put inputs into this stuff to control it and understand what's happening. So anyways, I digress. Go down, click around, check some links out, get this thing and start working through it. So let's actually dive into this. How do we increase prices? Problem number 1, again, most coaches are just literally not charging what it is they should be charging to hit the numbers that they want to reach. And so the first thing we have to do is we literally have to, again, if I go back to 2022, we just weren't charging enough on the front end to be able to grow and scale the program. And so the first thing we did is we're like, dude, we have to create a better front end program. The first thing we have to do, and we're going to create a better front end program, is number 1, we have to actually figure out what value is included inside the program. And so many coaches, they literally just don't do this. I'm actually going to pull up, this is a YouTube video of mine, but I'm going to walk you through like why I'm even showing you this in the first place. All right. So in this video, what I do is, this is a video, actually, by the way, this is down in the description of this YouTube video. If you want to go down to the description. This is going to be one of the first, it'll be like the first thing that pops up, and go watch this video. So many coaches, the reason that they are not able to charge the prices they want, the reason why they struggle to go out and send DMs, the reason they struggle to even like sell themselves, is because they don't know what they're even delivering to people. They don't even understand what their program actually is. That it's not mapped out. They don't have a philosophy. There's no thought process behind this. It's just kind of like this boutique program where they try to just like hop on a call, figure out what the person wants, kind of make something up on the fly. If you want to increase your prices, if you want to feel super convicted in your program and your offer and showing up and just like selling this thing, you have to map out from the get-go what it is you're delivering. And so the reason I'm showing you this video is, in this video, I literally break down what I actually do to help people. So this is the content client system, and this is a Miro board, and I've literally just mapped out like exactly what this program, like how it is that I actually help people. And in this video, I just literally walk through what my coaching program looks like, and what problems we actually solve, and what stuff we actually work on. And I talk about the actual like systems and the processes, and like step by step, if we were to work together, like what is it that we would actually be doing? And there's flowcharts and there's processes, and there's just literal like thought that has gone into this. So many coaches, again, the reason why they can't justify, the reason they don't feel great about the money math, I literally just brought on a new coach the other day, and this is one of the biggest things he's struggling with. He's like, I've been a part of other coaching programs, but like, I still just like don't feel great about my service. I've never really sat down and like mapped out, or no one's ever even really shown me how to like map out my service and like what it is I do. He's like, I want to feel great about what I'm delivering. I want to feel great about the service that I'm bringing to the market. And he's like, right now I don't. And so because of that, like I don't really want to go out and get clients. And so number 1, like if you want to charge more money, because obviously if we're here to make more money per client, the first lever we can pull is just literally increase our prices, right? Literally just increase our prices. One of the biggest things in this scenario here that took us from 6 figures to multiple 6 figures is not only just landing more clients, but even more importantly, it was literally just, so let's just take this down. Just by increasing prices, we added another $30,000. If you just did the exact same numbers, but all you did was just increase your prices, we would add another $30,000 to your business, right? That's the question you'd be asking yourself is, how do I just literally add $30,000 to my business without having to go out and sign more clients and do all this stuff? We just literally increase prices. So if you want to increase prices, we have to just get super clear on like, what is it that we're actually doing? What are the frameworks? What am I actually going to help people install, right? We're getting ready to launch a brand new offer inside of my wife's fitness coaching business. And the conversation this morning was, hey, the first place to start is let's go map out what's actually going to be included in this. What's the value? What are we going to deliver to them on day one? What are they going to get access to? It's week 2, day 3. What are we actually going to be delivering to them? What conversations we're going to be having? Again, so many coaches, they just don't actually know what's going into their program. And so they struggle to charge the kind of prices they want to charge. And so that's what I wanted to lay out for you is like, you should be able to, I mean, this is like an 18-minute video. Like you should be able to rant for 20 minutes and lay out like in a 20-minute video, like this is all the stuff that's going to get done. This is the work we're going to do. This is what I'm going to help you with. This is what I'm going to solve. This is the playbook you're going to get access to. And then we're going to go through this workshop. Then you're going to go through this training. And then you're going to show up to this call. If you want to charge more, we need to get the value of your program to an appropriate level. We have to actually be able to justify the prices that we're going to charge. So number one, there's 2 sides to charging more. Number one, we have to actually just lay out and increase the amount of value that we're going to provide so that we can justify increasing those prices. Number 2 is we need to increase our client results. We need to create some case studies. And so right here, this is a screenshot of a Google Drive that I put all of my client results, screenshots, and things into. And so these are things that you see me sharing on social media all the time. I mean, there's just literally hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of these screenshots. And I just keep uploading them to this Google Drive. I share them on social media all the time. I put them on my stories. I put them on the timeline. I create long form case studies. I interview my clients, right? Like this just literally just keeps going and going and going. Like there's just results on results on results on results on results. And so this is one thing that helps me justify increasing my prices, but also to the ideal client that's checking out my program, it also helps them justify it because they go, wow, Tell actually gets people really good results. He's got all these things that he's just always sharing. I'm just always seeing people that are winning, winning, winning. There's just clients being signed and leads being generated, and like things are working inside of his program. So number one, when you increase prices, increase the value of the program. But then number two, back it up with social proof. Back it up showing client wins. Back it up showing people in the process enjoying the service, getting results from the service, and it's like actually winning and getting the result they signed up to get in the first place. This is going to be the two primary levers for actually increasing prices. There's a logistical side, literally just insert more things into the service that is valuable so you can show up to the call and say, hey, this is all the stuff we're going to do, and that's why this price gets reflected. Number two, then, on more of an emotional side, back it up with proof. And I can also justify these prices because of this result, this result, this result, this result, this happy client, this happy client, this happy client. Look at all these people that are winning in my service. This is going to be the two primary ways that you personally, on your own, on the back end, can justify increasing prices. And so even if you don't have a ton of results like this, you're like, dude, I don't have a big Google Drive just full of like all these results to be able to share. That's totally fine. You can start out with your own results. If you have your own results, that's a really good place to start. We call this being a respected leader. It's like being an example of what winning looks like. You can literally just show your own results, you being in shape, you on your fitness journey. This is a great way to just get started with things, all right? And so that's the two things. Now let's talk about the other side of things, all right? Let's talk about the other side. Actually, there's one more thing I want to show you. To follow up also with, this whole idea of like laying things out, it should be able to then here's another example. Like I have an 11-page Google Doc here, just literally breaking down exactly like what my service is, what my program is. This is the Content of Clients Academy. This is the done with you offer that I'm currently running. I've been filling this thing up over the last couple of weeks. This is the offer where people are coming in, they're working with me directly, one-to-one. It's not a success coach or anything like that. People are coming in and they're getting my help directly. And so what I've done is I have laid out inside of this Google Doc exactly, and I'll include a link to this down below as well. I've laid out exactly what it is I'm doing, how it is I'll help you, all of the workshops, the offer creations, the pipeline activations, the VSL scripts, the lead magnets done with you, DM scripts done with you, landing pages done with you, like everything that you need to actually grow your business. I'm justifying to people and I'm showing them like, hey, this is how I'm going to help you. This is the benefit of working with me. This is the value that I'm going to provide to you so that they can even understand where the pricing is coming from. Again, so many coaches, they're just not clear on this stuff. They don't understand what value, they can't articulate it, they can't actually show people. Back when I was a fitness coach, this actually just brought up a story I was thinking about. Back when I was a fitness coach, just getting started back in 2016, I remember taking one of the first sales calls I'd ever really taken. And I remember on that sales call, I was just like really breaking down for this guy, like, oh man, it's going to be so amazing. Like, this is all this work I'm going to do, and I'm going to be creating all this like customized programming for you. And we're going to use the conjugate method, and this is kind of how I'm thinking I'm going to periodize. And she's explaining. And he literally just asked me, he's like, yeah, dude, he's like, I mean, I just don't really get it. Like, I don't think I understand it. Like what am I getting from this? Like, what's customized programming? Like, I don't even really understand this. And so it's really funny because I ended up like, I'm on a phone call. This is before Zoom, right? So I'm like literally on my phone, and on the phone, I remember I'm like emailing him over programs and like showing him and trying to explain to him the examples of like all this work that's going into and all this stuff that I'm going to do for him. And needless to say, like he didn't end up signing up. This is something like I just didn't understand this concept back at this time, right? I was breaking down for him all the work I was going to do, but he didn't care about that. He didn't care about what I was going to do for him. What he wanted to know is what he was going to get out of it. How is this going to benefit me? I was explaining all the features. I was explaining all the work that I was going to do, but I wasn't doing a good job explaining to him how that was actually going to benefit him. And so this is a big part also of like increasing your prices and understanding how is this going to benefit the client? How can I show them what I'm going to do, how it's going to make their life better? How can I show examples of other clients who have done this exact thing and they've gotten results from it? Like this is so important. If you can't justify prices to people and explain to them how their life is going to get better, then you're really going to struggle to actually charge the type of prices you want. And so that'll end up being something in the long run that will hurt your program from growing. So that's number one. This is how we increase prices. We get clear on what it is we're doing, how we're actually justifying, like what's the value we're showing up with, how is this benefiting other people, how can we back this up with social proof, whether it's our own social proof, our own social proof, our own results or client results, how do we create case studies and just back up to people that, hey, we know what it is we're doing. So that's number one. This is how we began increasing prices on the front end. Now, again, back to spring of 2022, that was the first problem that we needed to solve. How do we just literally charge more for the program? Number two, then, the next issue that we needed to solve, we wanted to make more money per client, was we just literally didn't have a plan on the back end, right? We literally just didn't have a plan for, okay, we've gotten the sale, but like now how do we actually just make more money per client over the long haul? How do we keep them happy? How do we create a world where they want to stay with us, where they want to continue to pay us? How do we create a world where they want to refer clients to us? Like in essence, like how do we create a program that's so good that people want to stay? All right. It's not just about how do we create an offer so good people would feel stupid saying no, but how do we just create a program that's so good people would feel stupid for leaving it, right? How do we just create a really good offer? And so what we did there was we just actually got clear on the client journey. All right, we actually got clear on the client journey. And so what I mean by that is we just began to actually lay out and understand step by step. Like this is an example. Like nowadays, this is a template up here. Nowadays, what we do is we actually have like roadmaps and we have checkpoints and milestones. These are what we call activation points, right? So we have activation points of every time we onboard a brand new client. We understand like, hey, activation point number one, for instance, is like, you know, I'm trying to get people to create an offer to get this thing launched and get their first client. And so when somebody comes in, or if you're a fitness coach, right, maybe your first activation point is I'm trying to get them to get a hold of the program, get everything downloaded, get onboarded, and then get their first week's worth of workouts done. Like that's activation point number one. We have like a goal. We have something we're setting out to achieve. We've got milestones, and you're like, hey, if I can get them to get all of this stuff completed in the first 9 days, then I know that we're on track. And then maybe your activation point number two that you're shooting for is like, hey, let's get them to lose their first 5 pounds. And then once they hit that, now we've got a new goal and a new check mark that we're shooting for. And so we use a Trello board for this. And quite literally, I mean, we just like lay out, like you can see here, you know, onboarding for us is a 2-week sprint. And so number one, in the first week, you know, we've got things we're looking for them to get done. We've got market, you know, research that we're trying to get done. We've got workshops we're trying to get done. We're trying to get this package rewrote, and we're trying to get this thing launched and out there and start conversations with people. By week 2 of working with us, we're launching campaigns. We're hitting up our warmest leads. We're reactivating old people. We're getting people on calls. And the goal within week 2 is to go ahead and get our first client inside of the program. And so we have this for months 1, months 2, like every single month over a 12, 18, 24 month period, we have mapped out of check marks and milestones and activation points and things that we're actually moving towards and trying to achieve with each and every single client we work with. And so this is how we begin to increase back-end retention, increase LTV, and create a world where people were continuing to get results. They continued to love the service. They were continuing to be in momentum and progressing so that they actually did want to keep being a part of the program. They wanted to stay, they wanted to pay, they wanted to refer, that they were actually enjoying the service. Again, so many coaches, where they're actually losing out on a lot of revenue is they bring them in, they take them through an initial 12-week program. One of two things happens. Number one, the thing I hear over and over and over again is like, man, you know, like my program's just so great. It's so good. You know, like people come in, they get amazing results. And actually they just get such good results that after 12 weeks, they've achieved the goal, they've done everything, and they just leave the program, right? Probably one of the number one things that I've heard over the years when it comes to this sort of problem. They just get such good results that we achieve everything, they leave the program, right? Or number two, what ends up happening is they come in, they get great results, they continue to work with you, but because we don't really have a plan on the back end, what ends up happening is they sign up to like a really low ticket price. Like you really sign them in for a much lower ticket program. And so then what ends up happening is they still continue to take time, energy, and capacity to deliver on. You still have to create programs for them. You still have to do check-ins and all that kind of stuff with them. But now you're just getting paid less. And so as that roster begins to stack up with all of these lower paying clients, which is what was happening to me in 2022, as they start to stack up these lower paying clients, you just literally like don't have the time, energy, and effort to continue to go prospect and create content and take calls and like actually get clients, right? And so then you reach a point where it's like, hey, I don't have time. I'm also not making the type of money I want to make, and it just creates a big headache. And so by creating an actual continuity plan, an actual growth track beyond just the initial 12 weeks allows us to create more stuff to sell people into. Not even like sell people into, I don't necessarily even mean it like that. I mean, it's just like, it just literally gives you guys more stuff to work on so that they can see the value, just like on the front end of like creating, you know, a really good offer that people want to be a part of. It allows us to create the value to justify them continuing to work with us and the kind of results, the workshops, the value and stuff that you're actually going to give them. And so I'm going to go ahead and end this one here. The thing that I would just say is the data that we've seen, these kind of some like, you know, wide, like rough numbers, but retaining clients is around 3 to 5 times more profitable than signing clients. That's really been some of the numbers that we're just kind of seeing like a very broadly. It's 3 to 5 times more profitable to keep clients. One of the biggest issues that coaches right now are struggling with is they're signing clients, but the clients aren't actually staying, and so they're losing that LTV, or they're struggling to sign as many clients as what they maybe once did. And again, they're signing less clients. Clients aren't really staying. And so it's creating this world where business feels like it's just kind of tightening up. Things are maybe getting a little bit stagnant. And so that is why this is so important. In 2025, the game really is signing clients, signing the right client from the start, helping them see the value of working with you, helping them see the benefit of all the things you can help them solve, and then creating a world where they get amazing results. You have pre-mapped out all of this value and stuff that you're actually going to do for them and ways that you're actually going to help them. You have mapped all this stuff out. You're clear on what you're going to do so that they progress with you, they get results with you, and ultimately they want to continue to work with you. We can either increase our prices or we can get people to work with us longer. Ideally, you pull both of those levers and you get people to pay you more and to stay with you longer. And so that is the thing that I really want to drive home today. Again, go down below, pick up this calculator, mess around with this. It's just so surprising to me. So many coaches, they just literally don't know what their numbers look like. They don't even understand, like they want to hit these numbers, but they don't even understand what it's going to take to get there. And so this is like the number one thing you can do right here, right now, as you're watching this, to begin to gain some clarity around this and what some of the levers are maybe that you need to pull. So with that being said, hopefully you found this helpful. Go down below, click on the links, check stuff out. I've got this thing linked down below. I've got some other things down there. Like I said, if you want to watch this video, it breaks down like what I actually do. You actually see it's like right here. It's this, if you just click on this right here in the description of all my YouTube videos, it's going to be right there. But anyways, with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and cut this one off here. Hope to see you in the next one. Peace.